Hello and welcome to Right from the Kickoff with your host William Bellis, and as always, we are joined by Joe. How you doing, Joe?
I'm all right, mate. Bit more kind of somber today than usual. Obviously, after the weekend's events, obviously we'll get into it. But yeah, still a bit shook up about it, to be honest. But
Yeah,
yeah, not too bad. But obviously we'll talk about the football and stuff. But obviously the main incident and stuff, still a bit shook up about it for sure.
yeah. I mean, these aren't the circumstances we'd expect to be talking to right now, and we have a special guest this week who was actually at the game while it happened. It's Jesper. How you doing, Jesper? Hope you're okay, mate.
Hi, both of you. Yeah, today is better than yesterday. I can't imagine how it was for all of you seeing it at home live. But being there, working there, I'm working for the Euros in Copenhagen. It was tough seeing how everything evolved before and after. And yeah, personally trying to just keep a stone face and work, even though you didn't want to work because of the tragic incidents. It was, yeah, unrealistic.
Yeah, and in case anyone doesn't know who's listened to it, and I think everyone knows by now, Christian Eriksens collapsed during the game, and it turned out he did have a cardiac arrest, and they were doing CPR on him, and they used a defibrillator, which is honestly, I think that literally saved his life, didn't it? Because the head doctor said he was gone, and it just shows how important it is to have a defibrillator, isn't it? It's just. We've seen it before with Fabrice Muamba in football, and James Taylor happened a few years ago when he was playing cricket for Nottinghamshire. And we're just happy that he's alive, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's just.
I think just going kind of back to how I was feeling about it. Seeing it, obviously he goes down on the TV. And you just think it's an injury and stuff. And to be honest, it was hard to watch. I was close to turning off the TV. Obviously, I'll be honest with you guys. I was getting very upset when I was watching it. You never want to see that on a football pitch. And it just shows you that we all love football. We're all big football fans here. I know you are, Jasper, as well. But football's just a game at the end of the day, and it's something that you don't want to see. And obviously, with you being at the game, I mean, how are you feeling? Obviously, you said how you feeling after the game, but if you don't mind me asking, how was it kind of being in the stadium at the time? How did the fans react?
Yeah, reacted like everyone else. Quite fun. I was at the office first in the start of the match, and then I had to go up to the media tribune. Actually, 10 minutes before the incident. I remember I went down in the 38th minute. I went down from the stands and back to the office, so I didn't see the incident live. Went into the office, and immediately I saw, they were doing CPR on him. Couldn't believe my eyes. Danish television had a studio right outside our office with Peter Schmeichel and the goalkeeper, the Danish goalkeeper coach's daughter, who was the host, and Flemming Poulsen, who won the Euros in '92 with Denmark.
Yeah.
And they were all crying, couldn't believe their eyes. After, I mean, everyone was in shock, didn't know what to do. And it was like the Euro party just ended there. Nothing else mattered. We wanted to save Christian's life. And the hardest part for me wasn't, of course, seeing what happened, but I had to help his family afterwards, and the reactions from his oldest child and his wife was unbearable. Scenes I will never forget and will always be imprinted in me.
Yeah, I'm glad that I have to say, mate, that's strong from you to be in that position and be able to do that. I don't know about you, Will, but I think I'd have struggled to do that. I mean, obviously you've done a great job continuing your job and doing everything that you were doing. Fair play to you. But I think I'd have struggled with that, having witnessed what I'd witnessed. So honestly, well done, mate. You know, it must have been a nice situation for you to be in, but you've obviously done your job very well.
Yeah, thanks a lot. As I told you earlier, and Will knows, I'm a speedway referee. I've been there for 12 years and professional the last 6 years. So I've seen my fair share of incidents and how people react to this. But this was just out of the world. I mean, no one could have predicted it. No one knew what to do. There was no protocol of what to do. And people react different. And we just, in Denmark, had a press conference with Kasper Schmeichel, Braithwaite, and Højbjerg.
Yeah.
1 hour ago, 1.5 hours ago, I think it was. And Braithwaite was still crying. Højbjerg was still emotional. So was Schmeichel, but Schmeichel has another mental view of the whole thing. So he was professional about it, but yeah, it's gonna be hard for the team to get up again after this.
I mean, to be honest, mate, and I'll throw this over to you, Will, in a second. But you know, the players, from what we could see on the TV, just ultimate professionals. And let's be honest. For me now, I want them. I personally would love to see Denmark win the thing. Obviously, over England. To be honest, now, if one team could probably win it over England, it'd be Denmark. But again, football is very secondary to this. But the players, and this is what I wanted to throw over to Will. You know, the players did terrifically well. You know, obviously the Denmark captain and Schmeichel as well. Two names that I want to throw out there because they did a lot of the kind of, you know, and then the guard by the players. You know, it was amazing, wasn't it, Will? I mean, what we saw, it was just.
Yeah, like to see the team come together, having a human barrier. Because one thing I want to say is, before we touch on that, is they should have cut the feed way before it happened. Like, we were watching for a good 10 minutes. Like, they should have cut it completely and just show it's like his wife crying on live television. It's just, I don't think it's on really. Like, it's just not fair at all. And they should have cut the feed. But it was, going back, the Denmark players were so strong, and they're a credit to the country, aren't they, Jesper? Like, they all came together. I don't know how they carried on to finish a match, because
they shouldn't have, in my opinion. I mean, I know it was kind of said between the players, and it's their decision, which I fully respect. But again, I don't know how they did it. Fair play to them.
Yeah, I agree. Now I know I work closely with the broadcast team also, and they actually didn't know that the feed went out there, that all of you could see that. So now I had the day off yesterday, but I know that was one of the first things they were gonna sort out yesterday and fix, and get a solution to. And then you're talking about how strong the team they were against, and it just shows how good friends they all are. For you outside of Denmark, it's quite difficult to be aware of, but the last 3 years, 4 years, also with our old coach, it's something they've worked a lot on and gotten much better. I think it's 5 years ago, in 2016, Kasper Schmeichel won Danish Player of the Year. And he said when he received the award that, please, to the Danish public, please give us time. he said personally that he knew this team was destined for much more. We just had to be patient with them. And the scenes we saw the other day are the result of how close bond they all have.
Just a quick one on Cassius Michael. I obviously know he's experienced personal tragedy as well with my club, Leicester City. So he's a player that I very much admire. He's our number one at club level. So he's a player that he's one of my heroes on the pitch. So in terms of Danish football, perhaps don't know as much about it, but personally, Cassius Michael for me is one of my heroes on the football pitch. So very close. I always like to see Denmark do well because obviously he's your number one as well as my club number one. So yeah, a very good player and really good testament to obviously Denmark and obviously Leicester City as well. He's a brilliant player and he's got a really strong head on his shoulders for sure.
Yeah, because he saw that horrific helicopter crash as well, didn't he? He was the first one running out, wasn't he? Which he must have seen so much, and it's so scary for him.
Yeah, he's been through a lot, and obviously now that this has happened, it's just more to him. But again, he was one of the heads as well. The Danish captain needs to be said, kind of making sure that Christian was as all right as possible from a player point of view. Did a brilliant job. But again, Cash Michael was one of the, they were the two main heads in, making sure that his wife was all right on the side of the pitch and stuff. So, it was horrible to watch, but it was really nice to kind of see the leaders come to the forefront and the team in general just brilliant, and like you said, together it was brilliant in that sense.
I think the whole team deserved the highest commendation in Denmark. It's they deserve medals, all of them, don't they, for what they did on the pitch during that moment. Because in that moment, you don't know how you're going to react, and they just came together as a team. And it is so amazing to see. And I just want to give a credit to the referee, Anthony Taylor, as well, for recognising it almost straight away, didn't he? To stop the game, to get all of the medical attention on they could. And that ultimately what saved his life, didn't it? So
yeah, there's so many people with obviously the medic staff and stuff, but just going back to what you were saying, Jasper, about the team, destined for great things. You're saying that this team's a sort of a tight unit. You kind of obviously, I think everybody before the tournament was fancying Denmark as dark horses, and you can see that they've got that camaraderie and that closeness on the pitch. Even before this incident, you could tell that they were a close-knit group.
Yeah, we had high hopes for them. Everyone was talking about we reach at least the semis, maybe win the tournament like we did in '92. Obviously, all of that is pushed aside. Right now, we're just thinking of the team, and then the team, they're doing all they can to win against Belgium on Thursday, which before the incident was something no one would even try to think of. But yeah, the rest of the tournament is dedicated to Christian Eriksen, and that's what they're gonna do. We talked about Cassius Michael and the Danish captain, and I want to say that the Danish captain, in my eyes, is the hero of the day.
Yeah,
the medical staff were the heroes, but he was just Simon Kjær was just he did things as fast as he could that no one would think of, and it was extra hard for him. He's a close friend to Christian Eriksen. They both live in Milan. He plays for AC Milan. Christian Eriksen plays for Inter Milan. So they have a very close bond, and it was difficult for him, and that's why we haven't heard that much from him, and why he got substituted during the game, because mentally for him it was one of the worst nights ever.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you know what though, to stay calm as calm and composed as he did in those moments forget about him being substituted. That just shows what mental strength he's got in terms of what he was able to do in those moments. You know, and he played a big part in potentially saving Christian's life. So, you know, fair play to him. And just thinking about it now, to be honest, it's still while you've been talking, Jasper, you know what I'm saying, I've been welling up about it, just remembering, you know, it's just, you just never think you're going to see that on the football pitch, do you, Will?
No, it's just heartbreaking. It just shows that, thank God we have I never really said it, but defibrillators, because I've read a stat that if there hadn't been a defibrillator and just doing CPR alone, it would only been a 7% of survival. And with defibrillators, it's a 70%, which is a huge leap, isn't it? And I think every football pitch, every amateur football pitch, every professional one, I know most of them do now, but we need to make sure that every sports pitch, or not just football, but sport in general, has them, because you just don't know when you're going to need one. It's just so important, isn't it?
I have to say as well, obviously it'd be nice to get your thoughts on this as well, Jasper, but I've got to be honest, I've never been happier than to see the images that came across on social media of him kind of being taken off and being stable in hospital and stuff. I mean, it's, you know, obviously when they cut the feed for the streaming, you were fearing the worst as kind of a fan just watching it at home. But when we found out he got taken off the pitch and he was being stabilised in hospital, probably the best news I've ever heard, to be honest. You know, as much as obviously, like you say, football's a great game, but it's, you know, the fact that he is stable and he's doing okay in for terms of what we've heard. Obviously, we hear little bits through the media and stuff, but that's got to be a win, hasn't it? The fact that he is stable and that he's still here effectively. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I mean, yeah, of course. First of all, I saw the picture too, got happy, but I also got a bit sad that the picture got posted. He needs his privacy. I know everybody saw that, but you should respect that this is a situation no one wants, and he needs his privacy. Nonetheless, that's yeah. We of course, well, you know, because I texted you during the whole incident that we got the information much quicker than the public got it. So we knew things ahead of. I think it was 10 minutes before it got communicated out to the public. So already when he got stretchered off, we knew, okay, he was good. We need a new kickoff time, or we're gonna play today or tomorrow, which were the conditions from UEFA. And yeah, this might be a little controversial, being a staff in the Euros, but I agree with the Danish national coach and all the players that we needed at least 2 days before a new kickoff time. It was unhumanly for anybody involved. And yeah, big kudos to all the players, also the Finnish players. And yeah, the result is a result, not what we wanted, but that doesn't matter. And the most important thing was that everybody's okay, and obviously it is. You could see Christian Eriksens. The first thing he said yesterday was to the players was he felt okay. He wanted to go out and train, and he thought that the rest of the players were worse than him. Emotionally and physically. So yeah, all considered, everything's good now, but a horrific episode for everyone involved.
Yeah, it really was. Just touching on that, was it the players' choice to carry on playing, or was it down to did they get told they have to play? Or
They didn't have any choice. They only got a choice to play the same night or at 12 the day after. And obviously, I would have chosen the same thing as the players because I wouldn't have gotten any sleep until the day. The night after the match, and then have to wake up at 8 in the morning, travel to stadium at 10, play a match at 12. You're not capable of that emotionally or physically.
No, not at all. I have to say, just on kind of what you said, Jasper, I think I completely agree with the fact the kind of way the media was going on about it. For sure, he needed his privacy. Just going back to that, but also 100% right. You need at least 2 days to play. I mean, I'm surprised. There wasn't some sort of stipulation or something. I mean, the fact that those were the two options they got for me personally was very poor. I completely agree with what you just said in terms of the players needed that time to digest what had happened and all of that. Have a couple of days off and I understand that there's a tournament being played, but football is just a game. Let's not forget that football is just a game, and this was a human's life, that kind of was at risk here, and those players witnessed that. So yeah, 100%. Football is very, very secondary in these circumstances, and I completely agree. For sure. Anything to add to that, Will?
Yeah, I think it is just. We're just so relieved that he's okay in the end, and that's the only thing that matters at this point. He's okay, and we were all praying at the time, and let's hope we never have to see anything like that again, because I think it was just horrific. So
I hope you don't mind me doing this, guys. I'm making a call here, but we were going to go through to our listeners. We were going to go through the results. But I think after kind of the energy that we've kind of exhibited in this podcast, I don't think it's right to go through any of the results. I think we should just leave it there. Obviously, we've got our thoughts and opinions across about this, and we should just leave it there. I don't know whether you guys agree with that, but if we're okay with that, I think we should just stop it there and make sure you kind of listen in and just get your feelings. And obviously, our thoughts are with Christian Eriksen. And everything. Thank you for coming on, Jasper.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Really appreciate it, mate. And I know it's been a hard couple of days for you. So thank you for coming on.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
No, it's good. It's good to talk about it and get it out in the world. So yeah.
For sure, mate. And hopefully you can, as much as you can, enjoy the rest of the tournament as much as you can, obviously. And hopefully Denmark get a good couple of results and get out the group stage, because I think we're all backing them now for sure.
Yeah, let's hope that. We'll see you on Thursday, but yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, hopefully it'll end out good.
Yeah, for sure. Like I say, thank you for coming on, and make sure you subscribe and get to us on Instagram and Facebook as well. And yeah, we'll just end it there.